Hello, Sorors. My name is Tamika Tunsil. I'm the current president of the Northern Virginia Alumni Chapter, and I wanted to take this opportunity to tell you a little bit about what it means to be the president for anyone that may be interested in that role going forward. I want to first thank the nominating committee for this opportunity to talk about what the president does. So I will not sit and tell you everything that's in our policies and procedures because you can read that for yourself. That gives a general overview of governing and presiding and doing all that it takes to make sure the chapter is compliant and running like a well-oiled machine and doing all that we need to do both in the community and in the region and, along with Grand Chapter at large. What I will take this opportunity to tell you is the whys. And that'll take a little bit longer than a minute. So I'm going to take presidential privilege and go ahead and do that at this time quickly. What you see as far as presiding at chapter meeting and executive board is probably about 10% of what this awesome responsibility is. A lot of what the president does is 80% is in between those two meetings. And it's, making sure that the chapter is running as it needs to and that each individual has everything that they need to be able to do their job and to function as a member of the chapter. But it's also representing the chapter on the regional level and the national level. And there's a lot of engagement that happens with that. So yes, there are some opportunities to meet individuals at large. There's opportunity to engage individuals outside of the chapter and to represent, NOVAC in the region and on the national level. With that, I guess the perks and the accolades and the prestige, though, comes a lot of responsibility beyond the chapter. So you have to want to do that, and you have to be ready to do that and commit to the time it takes to represent, all of the chapter to the best, degree that you can. In summary, I'll close out in saying that this is an awesome responsibility. It's an awesome job to have, and it's something that you have to want to do. If it's not something that deep down in your core of who you are as a member of Delta and as a woman that you want to do, it may bring some struggles. So with that, I will end with saying that it's an awesome responsibility that everyone should consider, and the best chapter to have that consideration with, but it's definitely something that you have to want to do. And I'm thankful for the opportunity. I love it. And I couldn't imagine being the president of any other chapter. So think about it going forward.
Source, thank you for listening in to WNOVAC, station 1913, where I am here to spill the tea on what it's like to be first vice president in the Northern Virginia Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I am your host, Jamise Pinckney, and we believe here that with woman power, you can do anything. So let me share a few tips with you and a few roles and responsibilities that I have as I currently serve as the first vice president. The very first important role that I have is serving at the behest and in the absence of our president, Ms. Tamika Tunsil. I serve as a resource person and support several of the executive board committees. I assist with the development and implementation of chapter programs throughout the year. I assist and I plan and conduct the strategic planning meeting with the executive board from one sorority year to the next. I prepare and submit reports about the executive board to our newsletter staff. I serve as the alternate delegate for regional conferences and conventions. I maintain the official online chapter calendar throughout the year. I serve as a member of the Budget and Finance Committee, a committee I know so well because I served as chair of the Budget and Finance Committee and treasurer for 4.5 years. I assist the president with the submission of compliance requirements and documents, particularly by August the 31st. And finally, I serve as co-chair of the Membership Services Committee. So those are some of the official roles and responsibilities that I have as I serve in my role as first vice president. But then if I'm also transparent, I want to share with you just 6 more things that sometimes we experience in leadership. I got up every day, and I get up every day saying, okay, let's do this, because I raised my hand to run this position. And so I'm happy to serve as the first vice president. But then sometimes I get up and I say, you know what? Nope, not today. Not today. And Madam President is in my ear and she's saying, but yes, you can. You're going to do it today because we need this done. And guess what? We press through because that's what leaders do. But then sometimes it gets to a point where I say, you know what? I can't adult today. Sometimes Madam President can't adult today. But then we have to both tell each other, yes, we can. We have to do it because we stand in leadership roles. So we keep things moving. But you also want to have work balance. And sometimes that means needing a nap. You know, you want to be strong, you want to be strengthened, you got to take care of yourself. So there's a work balance element that comes with this role, being in leadership. Then you have your best days, because without work balance in what you do in Delta, in your personal life and in your work life and your business world, you can't have your best days. And we want you to be your best Delta and have your best day at all times. So with that, I get up, I wake up, I hustle, and I flow, and I keep doing this job with the love I have for my sorority, with the love I have for my chapter, with the love I have for myself, because I want us to be the best that we can be as leaders within the chapter. So with that, I want to say congratulations to you for taking that first step and that consideration for becoming a leader. And I congratulate you on your journey in Delta as you walk this road of leadership within NOVAC. Thank you, and we'll see you at elections.
Hello, SOARs. I'm Melanie Carter. I serve as NOVAC's second vice president. As second vice president, I'm the resource manager for 10 committees. I chair program planning and development, and also I chair the chapter awards committee. I work with the president and also the first vice president to represent NOVAC in Delta events and community events. Second vice president is exciting, and I encourage you to step up and answer the call.
Hi, Sororoy. Cheryl Lawrence, chapter treasurer for NOVAC. In preparing for the upcoming chapter elections for the 2018-2019 biennial year, I encourage you to consider running for treasurer. As a fiscal officer of the executive board, you have a fiduciary responsibility to the chapter to ensure that the chapter resources are appropriately safeguarded, used, and accounted for during your term in office. The time commitment varies, which is one of the questions I'm often asked, but right now I'm averaging between 10 to 12 hours a month. I also manage bank reconciliations and prepare reports for the executive board and for the chapter monthly. And I also work very closely with Grand Chapter as we are processing in new members. We're also looking for your transferable skills, as I said, the fiscal management piece, in particular, if you have an interest in preparing a budget and being able to monitor and track funding. And this allows you to work closely with the committee chairs, the executive board, vendors, as well as Grand Chapter. So although we accept MasterCard, Visa, Discover, and American Express, most important are your skills and talents as our chapter seeks the best. So do consider the position of treasurer. If you have any more questions, feel free to reach out and contact me, and I would gladly give you more information on the fiscal management of the chapter. And also note, we do have Grand Chapter at our fingertip to assist us along the way. So hope you will consider the position of treasurer.
Soars. Got a minute? Are you seeking to serve as a chapter recording secretary? Well, let me tell you what I've been doing for the last year and a half. It's a very rewarding position. If you like to analyze and see the chapter business from a bird's eye view, this position is for you. You record the minutes for the executive board and for the chapter meeting. You process those minutes, submit them to the chapter president, and they're for posting to the chapter. You also are responsible for key elements such as reflection of quorum when it's met, and also motions. You keep a list of the motions. But the most rewarding thing for me as being recording secretary has been serving with the executive committee. It's been fun. I love the sisterly support. And if you're looking for this, I recommend to you to submit your nomination for recording secretary. Thank you.
Great day, Soars. My name is Christy Lee Johnson, your current corresponding secretary here at NOVAC, and this is my Delta Service announcement, or DSA, about the position. If you are detail-oriented and a servant leader, then this is the position for you. This position is a member of the executive committee, and you serve on the executive board. If you want to know where our chapter mail is delivered, then you'll get an opportunity to check the mailbox on a weekly basis in Arlington, Virginia. In addition, you will work with our financial officers with the updating of our chapter directory, as well as using the Google Groups forms to obtain information from our chapter members. So if any of these activities sound exciting to you, then this is the position that you should run for when the nominating committee calls for nominations. So Soars, this is your DSA for the position of corresponding secretary. Thank you.
Greetings, my lovely sorors. My name is Karen Rosser, your current financial secretary. Have I got an opportunity for you, one that's rewarding and fulfilling. If you have mental toughness, patience, and would like to have a challenge, here's what I can offer you. The job of financial secretary, although challenging, very rewarding. You have the opportunity to meet everyone in the chapter. You're responsible for collecting money. You interact very closely with the treasurer. You create the monthly financial roster, and you also have the opportunity to serve as the area-wide Founders ticket captain. Come on, Saras, you can do it. Why not take a chance on this rewarding but challenging opportunity to serve as the next chapter financial secretary? See you soon. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lisa Jones. I'm the chair of the Nominating Committee, and these are my trusted members.
My name is Vaughn G. Mitchell
Alistine Haskins, Antoinette Mann,
and Shalisa Jeter.
Our responsibilities are to actually help you understand the nominating process when we're doing elections on our biennial elections for 2018-2020. Our responsibility is to help you with the packets that you will be presenting as a candidate. We also have taken the initiative this year to rework the applications and help you to better understand the elected positions you're running for, offices. As such, we want you to consider being part of the nominating committee for 2018-2020. If you have any questions, please feel free to email us and give us a call.
Hello, Soars. My name is Michelle Smith, Chair of the Internal Audit Committee. Are you considering running for office during the 2018-2019 sorority year? Why not consider the position of Internal Audit Committee Chair? As the Internal Audit Committee Chair, you will be responsible for preparing the quarterly and annual financial reports to submit to national headquarters, and then reviewing these findings with the fiscal officers in the chapter, as well as presenting them at exec board and chapter meeting. As the Internal Audit Committee Chair, It is required for you to be organized and responsible, as well as attentive to details. If all of these things sound like you, please consider running for Internal Audit Committee Chair. Hope to see your name on the ballot.